2024 may go down as the year that destroyed DEI.
Yes. Oh, and universities. I know some companies were getting rid of DEI, but some universities actually, I wonder which ones.
Major businesses and universities, a lot of them, are rolling back or scrapping their diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. Walmart, Harley Davidson, Lowe's, Ford.
Okay, I knew about Harley Davidson, Deere, and Ford, but I mean, Tractor Supply makes sense. Lowe's and Walmart? Really?
Starbucks, Google, the list goes
Starbucks? No way. Google?
on and on. And that trend expected to continue in Trump's second
Meta. Are you serious?
term.
President Trump is certainly going to make sure that his administration gets out of the quota business and gets focused on making sure that our corporations are about productivity. We've seen whether it's
I mean, it's pretty logical, you know? The best people should get the job, not meeting quotas and stuff like that.
John Deere or Tractor Supply, all the way to Walmart, which is one of the highest, if not the highest grossing company in the world, making a decision to move away from DEI.
They're also the largest employer. However, I don't know. I don't know.
One major company is actually bucking the trend towards merit-based. Big box store Costco pushing back against the changes. So many
Costco's like, this doesn't even apply to Costco.
others are now making. The Board of Trustees is urging shareholders to vote against a measure that would scrap its DEI program. And they write, quote, our efforts at diversity, equity, and inclusion remind and reinforce with everyone at our company of the importance of creating
Okay, I'm gonna be real. I have never seen that many brown people in Costco. Whether that is buying stuff or working there. The majority are just white. That's like the best way I can put it. So Costco promoting this is just laughable. Like I don't think they. I mean, I understand. I guess it makes sense for them to want diversity, equity, and inclusion since they don't. They're arguably the company with the least amount of it. But like, come on, seriously, you you don't need it, nor do you even have it. So why bother?
opportunities for all. We believe that these efforts enhance our capacity to attract and retain employees who will help our business succeed. Jason Chaffetz, Fox News contributor and former Utah congressman, joining me now to talk about this. So, Jason, it looks like everybody else kind of got the wake up in November and realized that people don't like this and people don't want to be told what to do, except for perhaps Costco. Do you think Costco will also just change its mind in the next new year when they realize that they're going to be left behind?
Well, the American people are voting with their wallets.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, the kind of people that go to Costco tend to be on the more conservative side. So I'm confused. What is Costco trying to accomplish here?
And if they don't provide a good product, a good service, and darn good hot dogs like I like, then, people will walk away. But look, they're a very profitable and very good company. But they also, if you really dice.
They've been pushing their profits a little too far, if I'm being honest. Like their hot dogs are still cheap and stuff. However, they are no longer selling stuff at the price they're getting it. Does that make sense? Because I know that before talking to one of the managers there, they told me um that they would sell the products at a very at a price in which they wouldn't lose money, and that most of their profits would come from the cards, the memberships. But recently, the prices it might be inflation, but the prices seem equal to that of other retailers, if that makes sense.
Down and look at their statement. Look, if they have a diverse workforce, more power to them. What I want to make sure that they're doing is providing products and services, not pushing a political agenda. But I think as the employees there at Costco, they want to make sure that they can progress in their jobs based on merit, not on skin color, not on some other diversity, equity, and inclusion measure.
Also, knowing people that work like having been to Costco quite a bit, I got to know a few of the people that work there, and it seems like Costco, I don't know if this is on purpose, but they definitely have a lot of veterans working for them.
Metric, but based on merit. And as long as they're doing that, then they'll succeed like these other companies. And some of these others have been pushing products on the American people that are highly offensive. And you don't want to go in your store and see their political agendas shoved in your face. That's where America pushed back on a lot of these companies.
You know, it's been interesting to watch in the last month here, a couple of weeks here since the election, this sort of soul searching within the Democratic Party as they try to find their new message, their new messenger, you could say. There are some Democrats that are now trying to lean a little bit more towards the independent movement, at least questioning the messaging that they've been pushing here.
The problem is, like, there's nothing wrong with politicians pushing political stuff, that's their job, it makes sense. But companies, their sole purpose is to make money. Some companies, it makes sense for them to push political because they of their target audience. But if you're a retailer, that sounds kind of useless for your objective.
Democratic Congresswoman here is urging her party to stand up to push back against DEI initiatives. Let's listen to this.
We need a platform with those individuals from the top down officers who are pledging that they will be inclusive.
Also, wasn't AOC looking to be more center?
I think that we have to make sure that people do not abandon diversity and equity. We can't have a party that's one-sided, and that's not just race and gender and ethnicity. It is thought.
Diversity and equity is basically putting people against each other. You're demonizing certain people, which is gonna cause them to be more radical, more racist, and you're putting the people you're trying to help in a position where now they have to defend themselves for being used as a political tool.
It is demographics, and I plan to be a part and will work with anybody that won't close out people.
So that's Joyce Beatty. Does that surprise you coming from her?
Look, if she's being thoughtful and wants to have an honest discussion with people who have maybe a different political perspective, more power to her. I think that's great. I think there are arguments to be had on both sides. I think what America is saying, though, and the reason these companies are shutting down their DEI initiatives is that, A, it's very costly. It doesn't produce a better product, and they're bypassing a lot of people who, based on merit, are...
Oh yeah, I think I did hear that they were spending hundreds of millions to implement these systems.
Are more qualified to do things. And so if we want to become a country who's less racist, then let's be less racist. Let's get rid of the affirmative action out there and say, you know what? If you're the best person for that job, doing the best that you possibly can, then that's the person that should get the job. And that's where I think America has come.
I'm gonna be real. I think only a racist can recognize another racist. And that says a lot about certain types of people.
As a whole, not everybody agrees with it, but I think in mass you see these big companies recognizing, and these universities too. Some of these universities, like the University of Virginia, which I love, it's a great school, but they spend millions of dollars on these initiatives that don't make the education better. I would argue that it actually makes it worse.
Yeah, because it's distracting the students from their actual important classes or sometimes even their majors. I'm pretty sure there's some people that might even be influenced by these policies to change their careers, going from something productive to something that is pretty much going to make them unemployed.
Yeah, I think those universities have a lot of looking inside and trying to figure out what their future holds. As we saw this past year, a lot of people, families at home thinking, I don't know if my kid needs to go get that higher education degree at that university with some of the stuff that we saw.
It is crazy how many people I know that think this way. Um, like younger people. And I know Elon Musk talked about bringing high quality or like high intellectual immigrants, something about that, and became a controversy. I think he expects the younger generations to not go to university as much as the older ones, which in turn is going to cause scarcity, and businesses hate nothing more than scarce labor.
Saw this past year. Jason Chaffetz, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Always good to see you.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Hey everyone.
And that's just how business works, I guess. I think that's the main objective. That's the main thing that Trump wants to fix. To see, and I think most of the government's going to support him. Now, I don't know if Elon Musk is going to be very happy with the types of policies he might come up with, but I guess we'll see.